Good evening, all of you. I am Dr. G.K. Avari, Head of Automobile Engineering Department at Government Polytechnic, Nagpur. I welcome all of you to this today's discussion topic on the transformation of BS4 to BS6 engines. Basically, you know that the in the country from April 1, 2020, the BS6 norms are being implemented, and the engines BS6 engines they are also available, and the complete technology changes are there from the BS4 to the BS6, and the vehicles with the BS6 engines will only be manufactured in India to reduce the pollution norms. So today we will see with what kind of challenges are there, what kind of technological changes are being required for changing the engine technology from BS4 to the BS6. So let us see that Bharat Stage 6 norms. So what are the Bharat Stage norms? Basically, it is an emission standard that will bring much needed changes in the Indian automobile industry in terms of the pollutant or the emissions which is being emitted through the internal combustion engine. So these kind of emission norms, it has been implemented in India, okay, and it is at par with the US and European countries. So why India felt a need to leapfrog from the BS4 to the BS6 directly? Because India is one of the country wherein 10, it is considered under the 10 most populated polluted cities in the world. Okay, and in October 2016, India has signed an agreement. It is Paris Climate Agreement. Okay, and it was obligatory for the India to reduce down the carbon footprint by 33% to 55% from the levels which was recorded in 2005 in the next 12 years span of time. So if you see, ideally, BS5 would have been rolled out by 2021 and BS6 by 2024, but leapfrog to the Bharat Stage 6 norms by 2020, it has to be planned because of this carbon foot obligations and the Paris Climate Agreement. Okay. So what to do with the, what is BS6 grade fuel now? So move from the BS4 to the BS6 primarily require a fuel, okay, which has significantly lower sulfur content. Presently, the sulfur content in the BS4 petrol as well as diesel engine, it is 50 parts per million. And the BS6 fuels, however, it has to be brought to the level of sulfur content with only 10 ppm. So these changes are required in the fuel. Then does it affect, okay, the BS3 and the BS4 engines which are already there in the market? That is the question in our mind. So naturally, the BS3 and the BS4 engines will be there, but at the same time, the BS6 compliant fuel will be available with us. Okay, so because of that, because of the lower sulfur content, naturally the engines BS3, BS4 engines also, the petrol with a sulfur with lower sulfur content, it emits the NOx, carbon monoxide, and the hydrocarbon. So the pollution level it has to come down even with the BS3 as well as BS4 engines. So when can we expect this BS6 cars ready in India? Because majority of the Indian car manufacturer, they have already expressed their concern to manufacture the BS6 compliant engines. Okay, and from April 1st of April 2020, these BS6 cars or BS6 vehicles are available in the India, and it is being made mandatory. So they are ready now. So let us see what are the BS Bharat stage emission norms are there. So these BS emission norms are the standards which is being framed by the Indian government to control or check the level of pollutants from the IC engine. 5 years back, India, okay, India is 5 years back compared with the European nation, and these norms were introduced in India in 1991. Further, it has been upgraded in 1996. So what you can see that in petrol engine emissions, these are the emission norms. When it was BS3, it was introduced. You can see that 2.3 is there. this level, it has been brought down to the level of 1. Okay. Similarly, hydrocarbons from 0.2 to 0.1, NOx from 0.15 level to the 0.06, and particular matter which was not earlier treated in case of the BS3 as well as BS4 engine, now it is being treated in the BS6 engine. Okay. Similarly, in the diesel engines, you can see that the emission norms, that is BS3 carbon monoxide 0.64 level, to the in BS6 it is coming down to the 0.5. Similarly, NOx, oxides of nitrogen, it was up to the level of 0.5, which has been brought down to the level of 0.06. So HC, that is hydrocarbons and NOx together, 0.56 to the 0.17, and particulate matter also it is being treated, okay, in case of the BS6 engine, which was not there in the earlier cases in case of the petrol engine. So let us see that what kind of technological changes are being required to upgrade from the BS4 to the BS6 norms for the engine. So two strategies basically they are adopted by the Indian manufacturer for improved emission control for the two categories of fuel. Okay, one is nothing but the petrol engine, another one is nothing but the diesel engine. So in first we will see in petrol engine what kind of cylinder control is being required. Okay, that is air fuel management system for cold start control of the fuel engine. Okay, then the incremental improvements to combustion system, exhaust gas recirculation with electronic control system. Similarly, in case of the diesel engine, in cylinder control, okay, high pressures are being required, variable geometry for improved air fuel management, variable wall timing and fuel injection for regeneration of diesel particulate filter, and the continuous R&D is required for the combustion system improvement. Let us see in the after treatment, okay, what changes are required in the petrol engine. Improvements to three-way catalytic converter, okay, use of gasoline particulate filters for the direct injection engine. Similarly, in the diesel engine, the particulate matter after treatment with diesel particulate filter and diesel oxidation catalyst. NOx reduction based on selective catalyst reduction, SCR, or lean NOx trap technology, LNT technology. So to upgrade the engines from the BS4 to the BS6, we need to concentrate on the in-cylinder control as well as the after-treatment control in both petrol engine as well as in the diesel engine, and that kind of changes are being required. Okay. So technology in the diesel engine, in case of the diesel engine, three devices are required in the BS6 compliant engine. That is catalytic converter, diesel particulate filter, and selective catalytic reduction. Okay, although catalytic converter is there in the BS4 vehicle, but two extra devices, DPF and SCR, they are to be fitted in vehicle to make the vehicle BS6 compliance vehicle. So this is for Audi, it is being shown. Okay, you can see that the temperature sensor is there. Okay, differential pressure sensor is there. Okay, so pre-treated exhaust gas with particulate, then pre-treated exhaust gas with particulate. Okay, so how it is there, how functioning is there. Okay, and one sample component of DPF, it is being shown over here. Then DPF, diesel particulate filter, another one is also shown here. Inlet section, this is the outlet section. You can see that this is the pre-filter section. Okay, creates NO2 for the PM reduction. This is the DPF section. Okay, and this DPF removes about more than 90% of the particulate matter at lower brake pressure. So basically how it works, DPF is nothing but the filter which captures and stores the exhaust soot, okay, which is emitted from the engine in order to reduce the emission in the diesel car. Naturally, DPF has a finite capacity. So this trap soot periodically, it has to be emptied or burned off to regenerate the DPF. Okay, DPF is designed to control the emission by trapping the particular matter within the filter. So basically DPF, it acts as a garbage system, okay, of the exhaust system, and it removes the soot particle from the exhaust gas by passing the exhaust gases through a ceramic wall flow filter. So the construction of the DPF is around 200 cell per square inch inside the filter, which each cell measuring 3 by 64 inch square. Okay, and these are arranged throughout the depth of the filter. So the cells create a large porous surface, okay, area to trap any material entering the filter. So this soot can be trapped on the edge of the wall or anywhere with a sponge-like structure which is being arranged in the DPF. Similarly, to treat the NOx, now the lean NOx trap technology is also there. Okay, so you can see that LNT, DPF, this is the first stage LNT. Okay, and this is the after the DPF, the second stage is there. Okay, so what we can see is that particulate trapped matter. Okay, inlet from the engine inlet, the exhaust gases leave the engine. Okay, here the reduced volume of emission leaves the tailpipe, PM and the NOx with zero level, almost at the zero level. So in the lean NOx technology, catalyst system comprising of two separate components, they are located in the exhaust gas passage. First being the lean burn nitrogen oxide catalyst, and second being a nitrogen oxide material. So lean burn NOx catalyst is located on the upstream side, okay, in the exhaust gas passage. Preferably the catalyst comprise of transition metal such as copper, chromium, iron or cobalt or the manganese. NOx trap preferably comprises at least one precious metal selected from the platinum or the palladium and loaded on a porous support. Okay, so catalyst system may further comprise of three-way catalyst located either between the two components or after the NOx trap material. So in this way, LNX technology, it basically functions. So this was the case in case of the diesel engine. Now we will see that technology changes in the petrol engine. What we need to have is redesign of the port, exhaust system improvement, higher compression ratio, along with improved carburation and the electronic carburation or the electronically managed fuel injection system, port injection system, lean and charge stratification, combustion chamber redesign and spark plug redesign location, and piston redesign. So these are the changes which is being required in the petrol engine. So these are from the vehicle side. Similarly, from the petroleum refineries, what kind of improvements are being required for adopting the BS6 technology? So you can see that sulfur content in fuel in case of the BS3, BS4 and the BS6 engine, how it is being changing. Okay, you can see that it has almost in the BS3, the sulfur content was 150 ppm, which has been brought to the level of 10 here. Similarly, in case of the diesel engines also, it was from the 350 level, okay, to the it was brought to the level of 10 only. So the sulfur content, you can see that in both the cases, as petrol engine as well as in the diesel engine, it has been drastically reduced, okay, in the petroleum refinery. So the technology involved, okay, in refinery diesel has 7 or 8 dilution streams with sulfur content ranging from 0 to 150. Okay, so when diesel with 50 ppm or petrol with 10 ppm is to be prepared, naturally it has to be hydrotreated. So hydrotreatment process is basically the established refinery process which is used in the petroleum refineries for reducing the sulfur content. Okay, and nitrogen streams will also have to be hydrotreated. So fuel side we have seen, engine side we have seen, vehicle side we have seen. Then now let us see that what are the challenges are there for the India to move from BS4 to the BS6. So auto manufacturer, they prefer octane number from 95 to 91 so that the engine can give the more power. Euro 6 compliant engine, they are to be first tested in the Indian condition because the conditions in India, they differ from the European countries or the US countries. As per the oil sector, the Euro 6 cannot be blindly followed. Okay. BS6 fuel in small quantity, it has to be provided by the oil refinery. and trials should be conducted by the auto company. And naturally, implementation issues are there from the customer point of view. So these are the challenges before the India to go to work from the BS4 to the BS6. Issues related with the auto component companies for technology upgradation. You know that all the components, they are not manufactured by the single company. The separate vendors will be there. Naturally, this vendors agreement, Indian technology agreement, it is to be reviewed whether it is for 5 years, 10 years, and it has to be revised for the BS6 technology. Shifting and skipping BS5 norm, there will be an increase in the workload for the engineering teams, and change in the vehicle dimensions will be there. That is two additional equipments, that is DPF and SCR, silicon control rectifier, okay, selective catalytic converters also. Okay, this is being required. Because of that, naturally the dimensions of the engine, it will change. So vehicle also, it needs to be designed properly. Okay. So auto companies have Euro 6 engine, but there will be some issues in getting programmed to the Indian driving cycle. Okay. Validation issues as per the Indian condition. It is there because vehicles has to be tested first in the Indian condition. And in stage 6, selective catalytic reduction technology has to be optimized. At each stage, the technology would have to be validated over the 6 lakhs to 7 lakhs kilometer. So these are the various complexities are involved while adopting this kind of technology. And all the parameters, everything cannot be optimized simultaneously. So naturally, some kind of research and development work, R&D, it is being required over here. So issues related to the oil refineries, they have to provide the that is BS6 compliant fuel at almost all the refineries. Sorry, all the petrol pumps. Around 75,000 fuel pump stations are there. Okay, so nowadays vehicle that fuel is available, low sulfur content fuel or BS6 compliant fuel. It is being available all over the country. Okay, and for BS6 fuel, oil refineries have to bulk up their hydrotreatment plant. So, what kind of investment is required? What challenges are there? Automotive industry would need an investment of 1.5 lakh crore in order to meet this challenge from the BS4 to the BS6. This move of and the additional investment, this may increase the prices of the car in the India, and oil refineries will need to invest staggering rupees 80,000 crore in upgrading petrol and fuel diesel quality to meet the cleaner Euro 4 or Euro 6 fuel specification by 2020. So this kind of investment is required. Auto component suppliers, they have shorter time frame to localize the design, okay, to validate the performance of the SCR and the particular filter, and nationwide distribution of infrastructure, spare part, auto component, it should be made available. That is again the challenge before us. So let us see all these challenges we are overcoming, and almost we have done with it. Okay, let us see what are the advantages of the BS6 over the BS4 engine. So NOx emission will come down approximately by 25% for the petrol engine and 68% for the diesel engine. PM emission will see a substantial decrease in case of the diesel engine. Onboard diagnostic system will become mandatory for the every vehicle, and it will help monitor the pollution caused by the vehicle in real time. Real driving emission will be introduced for the first time, that will measure the emission in real world condition and not just under the test condition. So these are the advantages of the BS6 over the BS4. BS6 norms will also change the way the particular matter was measured. Okay, and the reason for making the OBD mandatory is to make sure that emission control component work at its optimum efficiency. OBD port will help to detect the malfunctioning with the help of the error code sent by the malfunctioning component. So these are all the advantages of the BS6 over the BS4. So finally, we come to the concluding part of this presentation, that skipping the BS5 and shifting directly to the BS6, both the that is emission reducing technologies, that is DPF, it has to be fitted in the four-wheeler simultaneously. Okay, it is naturally the time-consuming job is there, but we are doing it and we have done it. Okay, and shifting directly to the BS6 within the specified time limit is a great challenge for the India or for the automobile industries and the oil industries in India. Two or three wheelers will also have to be fitted with the electronic fuel injection system in place of the old carburetor system to meet the challenge of BS6 standard. So I hope that you have liked this presentation. Okay, and my email ID is also given, and mobile number is also given over here. If you find any difficulty at any time, you can call me or you can send me the mail. Thank you very much for the patience listening. Wish you all the best. Thank you.